It's my pleasure on behalf of the City Council and the City staff to welcome you here for this very special unveiling as we honor three of our most favorite people, three individuals who have helped make Winston-Salem the strong financial center that it is, and the hard work that has been done by these three individuals is just speaks volumes by itself, but it also speaks volumes the fact that we just were able to overwhelmingly pass a bond issue, and I think a good part of that was the fact that the voters saw such a good, well-run, well-financed city. Tonight, of course, we're honoring former council member Wanda Merschel, our former CFO Denise Bell, and our former budget director Ann Jones. Ann sent me a note today expressing her regrets that she could not be here tonight, but her daughter just actually increased their family by 2, I think. Was it yesterday, I think, Lee, or the day before? So Ann is out of town being with her daughter, and she said to pass along her sincere gratitude to everyone for being a part of this. But tonight we're so delighted that we can honor these three individuals in a permanent way here in City Hall, the place that they spent many, many, many hours helping to make our city a strong place. It's now my pleasure to introduce Councilmember Vivian Burke, our Mayor Pro Tem. Councilmember Burke.
Good evening. Good evening. The music made it so beautiful. It set the tone. This is so lovely. This is a historical time. As the city manager said when we were unveiling the Merchel Plaza, that we are going to have 3 ladies, and 3 ladies who would say triple, triple, triple. The 3 ladies, triple, 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 with their work and their effort, have made this city a much better place. Some years ago, when I introduced the MWBE, a young woman working with the newspaper said to me, "Why you keep pushing so for the MWBE?" I say, "So you won't continue to be a gopher and a doer. So one day you can be in charge because you have the capabilities to lead." So when we look at these 3 women for this city of Winston-Salem, we can say that this city has been a step ahead of some places. We're not all the way there, but we're moving hard to make sure women will take their place. Will take their place. And we're a AAA rating. And we thank you so much, Ms. Bell. We also thank Ms. Jones. And when I think about Ms. Merchel, she's my favorite. You all know that, don't you? Oh, you too. She's my girl favorite. You're my boy favorite. I have to be careful one day he gets jealous now. I'm telling you, he'll pout a little bit, so but to be chairman of the Finance Committee, to work very hard to make sure all citizens receive fairness with the budget. We thank you, and the members of the council, along with the mayor, city manager and his staff, we know we're a better city because of the 3 fine women, and may God continue to bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Burke. We do have members of the City Council here tonight that I want to recognize for the audience. And of course, Councilmember Molly Light from the South Ward, Councilmember Denise Adams from the North Ward, Councilmember Dan Bessie from the Southwest Ward, Councilmember James Taylor from the Southeast Ward, and Councilmember Jeff McIntosh from the Northwest Ward. These council members have expressed their gratitude to be here tonight, but said they didn't necessarily need to say anything. So we're just recognizing them, and thank you all for being a part of this. It's my pleasure now to introduce our city manager, Mr. Lee Garrity, for comments.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, members of the City Council. You know, it's interesting. I've worked with all three of these distinguished ladies for many years, and more often than not, I'll be sitting at my desk dealing with something with the budget or with something we're buying, and I'll hear one of their voices. Maybe I need some mental assistance, but no, I hear I hear their voices. I hear them reminding me of things that are very important to make sure that we are good stewards of the citizens' money. And that really speaks volumes to their character and their dedication to the community and to our financial solvency. They really, really did it, all of them, for the good of the community, the good of the citizen, the good of the taxpayer. And it reminds me also of a quote from Ben Franklin said, "Beware of the small expenses, because even a little leak can sink a great ship." And all of them were very cognizant, especially Chairman Marshall, about it's not just the big money, it's the pennies, as well as the Mayor Pro Tem, who has told me that many times as well, that it's, even though we have a several $100 million budget, all those little pieces add up and make a difference. And even a small purchase is money coming out of somebody's pocket, a taxpayer. And so we need to look at every dime as if it was our own. And these three ladies always did that, and for that I'm truly grateful. Thank all of you.
Thank you, Lee. And now it's my honor to present to the audience and to the TV audience the honorees. And I'm first going to ask former council member Wanda Marshall to come up with comments, and then our former Chief Financial Officer Denise Bell. Council member.
Thank you all. I've done a quick head count, counted the number of women in the room versus the number of men, and then I assessed whether or not I knew the significant others to the gentlemen that were in the room. So I think my opening comment is a thing I have on the wall. Women have to work twice as hard to be considered half as good as a man. Fortunately, it isn't difficult. I'm keeping an eye on Ed and Evan, you know, they're kind of the litmus, but got that right. Okay, the mayor says got that right. Let me thank all of you. You know, it has been so wonderful to receive the accolades and the nice pats on the back, but I'll tell you a secret. I loved every minute of it, each and every minute of it, and in large part because of the people I worked with and, of course, the support I had, you know, with my family. But when you're surrounded by very bright, very dedicated people, you know, a lot of times you just say nothing and you look smarter just by associating with the folk that I had an opportunity to work with. I have to give particular thanks to Mayor Pro Tem Burke. And, you know, I was on council for 16 years. And I was just telling Councilmember McIntosh, when I came on, there were 5 new members. So we had 4 new council members and a new mayor. And we struggled mightily. You know, the adage of the learning curve, well, there is no curve to it. You're at the very bottom, and then, you know, with luck and good support and good leadership and good examples. And I can remember Councilmember Burke saying, you know, we need to go ride through your ward, and we need to ride through my ward. And that was very early on. And that just emphasizes it's not ward by ward. It's the city completely. And when the 3 of us announced that we were retiring, Councilmember Burke stepped up and said, I want to scare the men coming in the finance department, and I want a wall full of portraits of women. So, and I thank her so much for so many things. And again, thank you for the pats on the back. But please know, it was my pleasure. Every day, every week, every year, and to see these faces that are so important in that process, it's very touching. So I thank you. I hope that, you know, Ann's twins, Lee, are they girls? Okay, all right, I'm going to end with that. Thank you very much.
I wasn't aware I was supposed to say anything, so I'm going to wing it for the next few minutes. I just want to say first, when I started with the city, it was 1977, decades ago. I was the first professional woman in the finance department, which was a little frightening to the men. But it has truly been, as Council Member Marshall has said, my honor and privilege to work with the city over the years, particularly in the role of CFO in the last 10 years. You know, all the projects that came our way at times were challenging, but at the same time allowed me as CFO to participate and seeing things happen in Winston-Salem. And, you know, I can't brag enough on the city of Winston-Salem. I felt like I hit the jackpot when I was working here, because when you hear the horror stories of so many other places where you don't have the support of elected officials as we had, you don't have the level of integrity that we saw in staff as well as council members and other managers, it just really let me know what a wonderful place this was to work. And I just never dreamed I'd be standing here today receiving an award like this with having a picture unveiled, but I do think it will definitely put fear in the men as they walk through the doors. So thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you, and I'm going to ask Mayor Pro Tem Burke to help me, along with Councilman Marshall and Ms. Bell, to unveil the portraits.
Thank you.